You know, we've mentioned Pakistan's blasphemy laws a few times before. In a number of things that concern me about it. First and foremost, the fact that simply tearing up a piece of paper, you know, if there's nothing written on it, if it's just a blank piece of paper, it doesn't mean anything to anybody if I take a piece and I tear it up. But if there are words written on that piece of paper, you know, if you can read that script and you can say, oh my goodness, what did you just tear up? You tore up some writing? Well, does it matter what writing I tore up? Certainly, if I wrote it down myself, it shouldn't matter to anybody what's on that piece of paper. It's my writing. I can decide to tear it up if I want to. If it's a letter that someone else wrote to you and I'm tearing it up, then we have an issue in terms of destruction of property. If it's a book that you bought, it's the same kind of an issue where that property belongs to you. However, if it's a book that I bought, if the book itself belongs to me, then what does it matter if I take those pieces of paper and tear it up? Well, apparently it matters quite a bit to some people what's written on that paper if what you're tearing up is holy to them. And now look, again, we look at a place like Pakistan and we say, well, these blasphemy laws are obviously, you know, backwards religious zealots or whatever. Well, because it's the Quran. But think about how you might feel if you saw a person in public tearing up a Bible, or if you saw somebody tearing up a Constitution of the United States, or, let's take it one step further, what if you saw someone burning your precious flag? And whether we're talking about an American flag or your state flag or whatever, all it is a symbol. And if it's not your personal property, it really shouldn't matter to you if somebody is destroying it. Where it starts to matter is because of these feelings that we have associated with this thing, this value that we assign to it, whether it's a book, a piece of paper, a scrap of material, a flag, whatever it is, a statue. If we have assigned value to it that it does not intrinsically have, what does that make it? I'd like to suggest to you that what it makes it is an idol. And when you look at somebody like an 18-year-old who's tearing down idols, I'm reminded of an old story. You ever heard of a fellow by the name of Gideon? Well, he destroyed some idols in his day. He was one of the original iconoclasts. His father basically came to his defense when the crowd showed up to try to kill the boy. The dad's like, look, if your God is so powerful, why couldn't he stop his own statue being torn down? And I'm going to throw that out here to my Muslim friends who are upset at the blasphemy being shown the Quran by this boy tearing up these scraps of paper with writing on it. If your God is so powerful, couldn't he stop the boy from doing that without you having to go and lynch him? If you'd like to engage me on the subject, send me an email, steve@radiofreespeech.com.